Welcome to the Big Biz Show, featuring insight, analysis, and a lot of stuff that's none of your business.
Hold on. This is the Big Biz Show. I think it is their business.
Making the markets work for you. Here's the man with the plan, Sully.
Hey there, live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show's on the air. Great to have you on. Mike Costa, Sully, and, of course, the day trader Quattro here, boys. Great to see you.
3, 4.
Wow. Was that a resolve? That was resolved. Would you like to see him do it not resolved?
It's so naked and so off.
I know, it's so, it doesn't, yeah, I know, it's just like, it's like when they do the James Brown, sort of thing, and they stop a note early.
Right. Or James would just go.
Oh, let's do the James Brown.
Do it. Go ahead. Do it. Yeah, do it. Thank you, James.
3, 4.
No.
Resolve. Whoa, see the difference? See the difference? See, that's the thing is when you do that and you do that when you're playing, right? You stop. They're like, is it over? Is it over?
Hanging.
Take a big swig.
Hanging.
Take a big swig of Neff vodka.
Yes.
Right. And then let them resolve.
Awesome.
That's it.
Love it.
They don't really play. Mark just does this.
Oh, yeah.
Mark just goes with one note. Watch. That's it.
Beautiful.
These guys have their hands off their right, and they still don't know what's done.
It's the R button.
That's exactly
Resolve.
right. Yes, that's exactly right. Jim Mish is back. Jim Mish, of course, is the CEO of 22nd Century Group. They are publicly traded with the stock symbol XXII. Some really great stuff happening with 22nd Century. And of course, we introduced these guys about 6 months ago as a leading biotechnology company. So it's an agricultural biotechnology company focused on tobacco harm reduction. And that's the thing, of course, when the FDA comes out and makes them put on their packaging, helps you smoke less. So basically, you've seen these ads for years and years and years. You saw the FDA come out at the beginning of the year saying we want to reduce smoking down to almost nothing. They've created a product that almost is that you can't compete with their VLN King product, which basically doesn't have any nicotine in it, or enough to make you think you're getting your fix, but not enough.
Yeah.
Once again, our good friend Jim Mish comes back. Jim, how are you, brother? Great to see you, man.
Doing great, guys.
Catch us up. So
back.
I got a bunch of emails last time, and it's so interesting to me because you're not on the same time every time you come on with us, and we get new audience all the time, so when we get new affiliates and everything else. But my question is, if you were in an airport in between flights and someone asked you, what do you guys do? How do you explain that? Because basically, you are a combustible cigarette manufacturer, but there's a big but there. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I think it's really about our mission, which is about harm reduction caused by combustible cigarettes that are heavily weighted with nicotine. So to us, it's powered by our plant-based biotechnology, low nicotine tobacco that we have very strong IP on and across multiple varietals. But then creating a product in the form of VLN that helps you smoke less cigarettes. So if you're an individual who is, wants to quit, and the vast majority of smokers say that they definitely want to quit, you try this product, and there's FDA clinical studies that are very compelling, that you see dramatic reductions in sticks smoked per day, and in many cases cessation altogether. So if I'm walking through an airport, it's all about harm reduction, and for those individuals who want to stop smoking and reduce their nicotine habit, for sure.
Hey, Jim, talk about where you were 6 months ago and where you are now and where you think you're going to be going in the next 6 months.
Yeah, so 6 months ago, we had just gotten our FDA authorization, this modified risk tobacco product authorization. That lets us put a marketing claim on the package. So we had really just received that. We launched the product in pilot stores in Chicago, Metro Chicago, through Circle K. About 3 months after that. The pilot has been phenomenal. It's vastly exceeded our expectations on everything between consumer feedback, ease of transition from regular cigarettes into VLN, and market share, to a point where we announced at a recent earnings call about 2 weeks ago, we're now going into accelerated expansion mode. So going across outside of Chicago into all of Illinois, announced introduction into Colorado, into thousands of convenience stores in Colorado in September. and then have identified 10 additional states that we call MRTP states.
Right.
To line up after that. So we're in rapid expansion mode, rapid production mode, and we're really just thrilled with the consumer feedback, and the pilot studies taught us a lot. And we just won the Convenience Store Product of the Year, which is a great honor for us. It's never been given out to a tobacco product.
Wow.
And it's just spectacular boost for us as well.
James, as far as the parameters are concerned, advertising the product and marketing it, does the government are they a little more lax, realizing what you're trying to do, and that's to get people to smoke when you're marketing the product?
Yeah, we have similar restrictions of regular tobacco product, but there are things that we can say based on the harm reduction category that the regular standard cigarettes cannot say. So they still have their strict guidelines. We adhere to them very rigorously. But there are areas that we can promote certainly more so than others. And for us, what we found in the pilot was that the education of the consumer in the area is of critical importance. So we have an intense focus on basic education around nicotine, around the harm caused by combustible cigarettes and nicotine, on how our product works. And that really drives consumers to the store. As soon as they hear that, the impact is almost immediately. They want to get their hands on the product, because they have a serious desire to, at the very least, reduce their habit and hopefully quit altogether.
Well,
so
we get that also.
That.
We get that every time you're on the air with us, Jim. Is folks email, where can we get the product? And that's why it's so important to roll this into other states, correct? Because you've got this demand issue that's happening for you guys, which is a good thing in a business like yours.
Yeah, and it's a now very efficient and focused area. Part of our early consideration was to go get on a national footprint across all 50 states. We still haven't ruled that out. We're still progressing with that. But then you start to realize that you could be in thousands of stores in Illinois virtually overnight. You could be in thousands of additional stores in Colorado. That's where the population is. That's where the individuals are that want to stop smoking or reduce their habit. And you go state by state with this. So it's a very efficient basis of getting into thousands of stores by really the end of September, just based in Illinois and Colorado alone. Then we've got states lined up in addition to that. So we have no concerns about getting it on the shelves, about getting it into consumer products, and we have utmost confidence that the clinical studies are playing out in the marketplace, that people are seeing these impact their habit.
I think this is also important to talk about, that you guys are the only cigarette manufacturer in the world that is not designed to create or sustain a nicotine addiction. I think that's a pretty big statement there, because every other cigarette manufacturer in the world is absolutely designed to create an addiction to the product.
We want to sell the last cigarette in the world. That really is behind our mission.
The name of the company, of course, 22nd Century Corp. You can go to xxiicentury.com, which is their website, and of course their stock symbol XXII. Any heat, and we haven't talked about this almost since the first time we talked to you, Jim. What do the other tobacco companies say? You must have had some interaction at some point, or some pushback at some point, because you're basically taking on a pretty big industry that historically has gone all the way to Congress with respects to trying to keep themselves in business. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, look, we have dialogue with them. They're watching us carefully. They're wanting to see how this product performs, and the results are in the public domain, so they're seeing that live as we see it. They're watching their hand on the FDA, watching them carefully to see how they're going to react. But an amazing thing is starting to happen that was not predictable, and that is city by city, state by state. They're not waiting for the FDA to act on menthol limits and nicotine limits. The states and the cities are acting, and that's where we're getting carve-out opportunities for our products, which are obviously carved out by the FDA. So that's the most amazing part that's influencing the discussions going on with Big Tobacco as things are unfolding here. And that's really testament to the expansion and the acceleration of the growth of the product as well. So the states aren't waiting, the cities aren't waiting. State by state, they're becoming MRTP states, meaning that there are benefits of being reduced harm. Hey,
Jim, last of all, before I let you go, what are you most excited about with your company here coming up here shortly? Because obviously, the rollout's one thing, but then keeping up with demand, that means big business for a company like yours.
Yeah, we're well positioned on the supply chain side. We can already take on over 3% of the U.S. market. That would be a $3+ billion revenue stream. We're already positioned for that from a supply chain base. We also have contract manufacturers lined up to do more if there's a surge in demand. So the thing that's most exciting to me is just watching this get into consumers' hands and seeing it impact, and then seeing the states one by one start to act. Texas is about to become an MRTP state. Others are heading in that direction very quickly. So really what's most exciting to us is getting it in the hands of the consumer.
Jim Mish, once again, thank you, pal. We'll see you soon. Jim Mish, CEO, 22nd Century Group. XXII is their stock symbol. You can go to xxiicentury.com. Good stuff, as usual. And we're going to get another 1,000 emails tonight after the show.
Where can I get it, please?
Costa, Sully, Day Trader Quattro.
DTC.
Coming up, stand by.